Once upon a time, the art of the movies was to suspend belief. Today, the art is to create belief. One of the greatest challenges in the modern cinema was to make you believe that a man could fly. They succeeded in a film called Superman.
I thought the flying was so dumb. I thought there was no way this was going to work. So I just thought, we're flying around, and Don would say, now you're going past the Statue of Liberty, and whoop-de-doo was what I thought. There was a lot of things during the flying scene that really tested one's confidence in the scene itself, where I didn't think it was going to work at all.
This is a typical wire shot we did against Black Velvet for the flying sequence with a pair of stunt people. Here's an interesting test of Superman flying through lava. This was composited on video. We were trying a different approach. Peter Parks and Oxford Scientific Films produced some very interesting images which used macrophotography. He had a system of collecting algae from under the surface of the sea in Bermuda. These objects are about the size of a pinhead. They were lit in a very specific way from behind to bring out all the beautiful features within them. In the railway sequence, the tracks had to be painted going off into the distance. It's a very exacting shot because these lines can't diverge in any way, and the perspective has to be 100% correct. Behind Christopher is painted tracks and landscape. Everything below the line was shot on the stage at Pinewood, and Les Bowie painted all the rest.
Having worked with Jerry Goldsmith, and then he got an Academy Award on The Omen, and we were very close friends. When I got into this picture, I immediately called Jerry and I said, I'd love to have you do the score. So I'd love to. So we had a date set, but as the picture prolonged itself, I lost Jerry. And I said, oh God, why? I said, I'd love to go with John Williams. I wonder if we can get him. Called John Williams, sent him the script. He called and said, I'd love to do it. I said, oh, great. I had John Williams in a date, but then we lost him because we went past that date. We wouldn't be able to got Jerry back. I said, maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. And then when we just found out we were going to go for Christmas and we were going to be that much later, I lost Jerry again. Those guys were doing pictures back to back, and I got John Williams.
One of the most exciting things about doing film music for me is the opportunity that we can have for creating an original music for a character, as in the case of Superman, that had even been with us for decades, but that isn't yet identified musically. And we have the challenge of being able to do that if we can do it. Certainly, speaking for myself, it's a difficult thing to do because the musical identification needs to be accessible and very direct. If it were something obtuse or very complicated or difficult to get one's ear and mind around it, it probably wouldn't work as well. I'm delighted that Superman is identified by the music from the film and not from the radio or this or the comic strips or whatever reason. I don't think it had music that, at least that I know or remember.
One of the great thrills is to go in after you've cut the movie and you've done all the work and you think it's working and stuff, and suddenly you go into the scoring stage and the composer strikes up and the orchestra starts and the movie comes alive.
One of the essential things about the film to me was the fact that it was fun and didn't take itself too seriously, and the way Richard had directed it, and particularly the way Chris and Margot had played the parts, that it had an almost kind of theatrical camp, if you like, to it, that didn't take itself too seriously, and that if one could strike a level of theater and sleight of hand and tongue-in-cheek in the creation of the themes, that it might be the right idea.
When somebody that has the command musically that he has gets with a 100-piece orchestra and starts to go, it's just so thrilling. I mean, when you have a great score for a movie, it just brings everything to life.
The day we went into a recording studio and we ran the opening credits, and as Superman came on the screen, I swear to God, if you listen carefully, it literally, the music speaks the word. I screwed up his take because I just ran out on the floor yelling, "Genius, genius, fantastic!" You know, the orchestra applauded him and everything. But it was, if you listen, you can actually hear the music say the word.
The hero theme, which is Superman himself, which is made up of several parts, is kind of a fanfare. Each time he opens his shirt, you get this sort of three-note Superman musical motif that precedes the exposure of his shirt. So that if he's going through a revolving door, the music, whatever the 6 or 8 seconds preceded that, we established a kind of modus operandi that each time he revealed his shirt, there was this musical, balletic preparation.
John Williams is a master, as he's proved it time and again, with big scores and small scores and epic scores and delicate little piano scores. Fantastic.
I tried to have the music constructed in such a way that it would be heroic and big and operatic, but not take itself seriously.